Good afternoon and thank you for joining me in the studio. You find me on a very grey Tuesday afternoon and it is the week of Festival of Quilts, so I thought I would take you along with me and show you a bit of the behind the scenes of the festival. I'm helping out at my mum's stall as I do every year because if you didn't know, the Festival of Quilts Birmingham attracts about 22,000 visitors and it does get a little bit hectic, so it's a case of all hands on deck every year. This year I have also contributed to the stall in that I have dyed hundreds of sashiko threads by hand of 100% cotton, which I'll show you now. As I say, I've dyed hundreds of the little sashiko embroidery threads so far, and they will be for sale at the festival. It doesn't really show it on camera, but they are really vibrant in real life. They look a bit muted against this white wall. I know you can get the normal sashiko threads from Japan Crafts any day of the week, but these are very unique in that they are hand dyed, so they really can't be found anywhere else. It's about 3 hours to Birmingham, so I should get there this evening and have dinner with Mum, and then we'll be ready for the week ahead. As ever, I don't know how much I'll be able to film because it will be very busy and also very hot this week, so we'll just have to see when we are up for filming and how much of the show we actually get to have a look around ourselves. I'll be setting off in the next sort of 10 to 15 minutes, so I'll see you on the road. The Festival of Quilts is the busiest show in our calendar, and this year was no exception. I think the visitor numbers were certainly over 20,000 this year, and it was really lovely to see so many happy sewists. Day one for me was the Wednesday, also known as Setup Day, and it was shaping up to be a very warm Wednesday. Mum and her partner had already dropped off the stock the night before, so it was all ready for us to get started in the morning. My job every year is to sort out the threads and notation wall, because it's a fiddly job that takes about an hour, and it allows Mum to focus on where she wants everything else to be placed on the stall. Then we all help to put out the stock and make the stand look beautiful. I enjoy being able to decide the rainbow colour order of the threads. It's very satisfying. This is how the stall was looking at lunchtime. Not bad, but we needed a break. We took it in turns to cool down with a mini fan. Thankfully, when the show was open to visitors, the air conditioning was turned on and it wasn't too hot overall. I took a moment to go through the official show guide and look at the Japan Craft entries, just to double check everything was correct, which it was. We don't get a lot of time during the shows to see the other stands or the quilts, so having a nose through the show guide is the only way we know who's there. overview of our stand. I'm so pleased with how it turned out and hope the customers felt they got a good chance to see everything. Of course, the stall only stays perfect for the first minute before it gets rummaged, but it's worth it to start off right. And there's my wall of threads again. By the end of setup day, we were more than ready to go home and get some rest. The first proper day of the festival was Thursday, and driving in, we didn't really know what to expect. Historically, Thursday is the busiest day of the show, but recently each day of the show has been a bit more balanced. My first stop before the show opened was to buy a book on historical fashion that I'd been eyeing up the day before. It goes through each monarch and describes the fashion trends for the men and women during their reign. I thought I would give you an overview of some of the winning quilts from various categories. I loved this stunning geometric quilt, and the way the artist has used colour, I think it's really effective. After a long Friday, the second day of the show, we treated ourselves to a night of pizza in front of Sewing Bee, while making up more sashiko kits in the living room. Some of the quilts were more dramatic than the others, including this striking double-sided one. The stall was busy for most of the weekend, so the only time I had to film really was the Sunday afternoon when it was a little quieter. Let me take you around some of the quilts and you can enjoy the beautiful colours. Despite there being hundreds of quilts on display this weekend, there was still a massive variety of designs and colour choices, textures and themes. particularly interesting all the different shapes that the quilts could be. And this one would have been Nutmeg's favourite had she been allowed to come. I did a bit of shopping on Sunday and bought some fabric to make a few projects at home. At the end of Sunday there was a fashion show which allowed members of the public to display garments they'd made by hand. They were really impressive and everyone got a chance to shine. It was really lovely to see, and at the end the audience clapped for who they thought was the best. Festival of Quilts is a lot of hard work for the stall holders, and it's pretty intense for the visitors too, but it's worth it in the end to see everyone come together and celebrate the things that you can make by hand. All of these garments will have been made at home, probably alone, spending many long hours at their sewing machine. But then they get to come to Birmingham and show them off to everyone, and they get celebrated and applauded. I think it's really special. Despite the long days and the hard hours, I had a great time at Festival of Quilts, and somehow I can't wait for it to come around next year again. I'm definitely feeling inspired to make my own creations on the sewing machine, and I'll see you next time.